Hello everyone and welcome to Dynamic Nights Esports for the 7th round of our GT Sport Championship. I am BK and for the first time in the commentary box I have a very special guest with me. He is, what can't you say about him? He's a Season 1 Enduro Cup winner, he's a Season 2 Enduro Cup winner, he's the Season 2 World Drivers Champion. He has more race wins than anyone else in DNE GT Sport history. It is the man, the myth, the legend, it's Bodhod. How are you, mate?
Hello there. That was a glowing introduction.
Well, you're a glowing driver. You deserve all the praise.
No, I appreciate that. Hashtag BCPRD helped me get there. But yeah, it's great to be in the box. Looking forward to giving some commentary go on the GT Sport. First time commentating with your fine self, so looking forward to that as well. That's something to tick off the list of things to do. But yeah. It's going to be a pretty crazy event to debut for some comms on Nurburgring, always throwing up challenges for its longest circuit in the world. And a mighty ask to get all of us around there in one piece. So it's going to be a fun one to spectate and see how these guys tackle the green hell.
Yeah, like Bodhod mentioned, we are at the infamous Nurburgring today. It's the 24-hour layout, so for those who don't know, we start in the Grand Prix circuit, as you might be able to see here. This is the start finish straight from the Grand Prix circuit, and then towards the end of the Grand Prix circuit, there will be a double left-hander which takes us onto the infamous green hell, the infamous Nurburgring Nordschleife. So it'll be about a 25-kilometer lap, 89 corners in the entirety, and it will be one of, if not the most challenging drives for our 15 guys on the grid today. So without further ado, I will quickly run us through the grid order. And in P1 it is Bodhod with that with this British Racing green brand new endurance livery, with Banana Josh in P2 rounding off the front row with that Nurburg King livery as well, just working on that Burger King sponsorship there at FP Autosport. The Stone Tail starting in 3rd, which I believe is his best qualifying of the season. The Smeg rounding out the top 4. Tim-Man in 5th, BK in 6th. Championship leader Lunacy all the way down in P7, so it will be a bit of a tough ask for him to try and recover some points on Banana Josh and Bodhod here, with False Equation making his debut here in Season 3. He's a wild card entry for Team Elite Rail Racing today. He will be in 8th. Prying Stingray will be in 9th, with Banana Cake Pie rounding out top 10. Then it's KD 1997 in 11th, Blocky in 12th, Kane in 13th in his full-time debut here for Team Max Speed. James Cruz is in 14th, and the Season 1 Drivers Champion Curving Texas rounds out the field in 15th. But Bodhod, take us away at the lights.
Alright, so we're getting ready for our race start. We are underway. Looks like a fairly tidy start for most of the field there. Bodhod leads away from Banana Josh, who's looking to get down the inside. Prezzo Stone Tail is right there as well. Timmy in P4, but it looks like Banana Josh is going to go down the inside in turn 1. Tad deep. That's probably going to compromise on the exit. You can see it does. The Jag of Bodhod gets back through again, side by side, through into the GP circuit. Now, really important to get track position at this point in the race, because it's so difficult later on. Looks like Bodhod's going to take that lead back from Banana Josh, and Prezzo holds on to P3. So BK's made a few positions off the start as well, getting by the Jag of Tim. Smeggy's dropped the field as well, but fairly tidy up and down the field. Looks like keeping it nice and clean, which you'd expect at the start of such a long, difficult race. People just trying to settle into a rhythm. Got the 2 other Aston Martins there, Lunacy and Stingray, leading the Mustang. So we've got a bit of side to side with Banana and Blocky. Someone's going to have to back out. It is Banana. Blocky gets through, and that's going to allow Curving to show the nose as well, gets through in the Mustang. So Curving up from the back of the grid, already up 4 places, which is a good start, and then Banana dropping down a tiny bit. Very, very early on in the race. Keeping it clean is going to be absolute paramount. KD now going around the outside of Banana, so Banana definitely not taking any chances with racing people. Kane's now right on the tail as well. But yeah, very tidy from start to finish of the grid. Bodhod will lead into the difficult bit now, with Banana Josh and Stone Tail in hot pursuit. Looks like Stingray is going to be trying to line up Smeg perhaps, but so difficult to make a move on the track as it is so narrow. And as I mentioned, pretty much just one line throughout the entire thing. Like Smeggy's just going to hold on for now though. No real place for Stingray to throw a nose in, though we do know Stingray not afraid to go for a big move there, so definitely keeping an eye on that battle there. Interesting, keen to get through in that bright blue Aston.
Oh, BK as well, getting a little bit wide, but he's seemingly able to recover the Aston Martin, which allows Tim and company to get right on the back of the Aston Martin driver. So what I described before as a three-way battle for fifth has now become a four-way battle for fourth, as it's BK from Tim, from Smeg, from Stingray. And one thing I've noticed too, Bodhod, looking at the standings, is that Lunacy's dropped out of the top 8 and he's down in 13th with damage. And Bodhod, on the topic of Team Elite Real Racing, there are rumours going around the paddock at the moment that Team Elite Real Racing may be undergoing some new ownership.
Yeah, interesting to think of. After the season, you wouldn't really expect it, but Kevin Texas is going to be taking a substantial role in leading that team. Obviously been doing a good job of it anyway, paying your races, getting some pretty handy results in that Mustang, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they can perform with a few changes in the admin group of that team. Looks like Tim and Stingray's managed to clear the Smeg, and now he's going to try and go around the outside of the carousel, which personally is probably one of my least favourite corners in the entire world, but Stingray trying to hold the whole high line, but that banking on the inside, Tim manages to hang on with a little bit better speed through there. You can see Stingray looking real racy at a track that's so difficult to race at, so it's going to be really interesting to see if he can pull off some more crazy moves. If he's going to give it a go there, Tim's having to defend, and Stingray's going to go around the outside. That is an absolutely fantastic move. That's incredible. It's so hard to take that one line, let alone going around the outside of someone. That is a fantastic move for more progress up the field, particularly with these guys battling so hard. You can see him just in the background of that shot there. It's four-way fight.
Oh, BK's off!
Big mistake there. He's just managed to hang on to it, but that's probably going to let Stingray have a bit of a run there, and he might just let him go. He does. That's a. But he's off! There. Oh, but Stingray's off. Oh no! Trying to carry a bit too much speed, perhaps, and now Stingray's going to lose all that progress he just made there, and that's just allowing Curving Texas back into this fight. So now really a five-way fight, but you can see the pressure coming, just being in such close proximity with other cars, and a couple of mistakes being made. It looks like Stingray's got a little bit of damage there, which is going to affect his performance slightly. I'm not sure if BK got damage there either, but no,
he's in the clear.
Like to get away with that, yeah. So yeah, things happening on lap 1, really, really big. So Tim's now going to try and line up and move. The Jag and the Aston very similar in a straight line. Smeggy's going to pick up a toe here. He needs all the speed he can get in that Mazda. Looks like they're just going to sail past BK at this point. So the Aston's not having a very good end of the lap after making some real progress on lap 1.
Bodhod's out the pits, and there's Prezzo. So the Stone Towel has led his first lap of the season, and he's now the new race leader.
I'm sure he'll be hoping for a fantastic result. You see the strategy coming to play now. Pretty much 2/3 of the field, I think, came into that pit lane there. With it being such a long lap, I mean, one lap's essentially a stint. Oh, and Bodhod's going to sneak down the inside here. I think Prezzo didn't make that too hard for him there, so Prezzo may be trying to stay behind, but yeah, with such a long lap, it's probably the only place where it's really viable to pit every lap.
Yeah, that's it. You got to take the chances if and when they come, and I think BK and Smeggy will be hoping that a chance opens up to get a little bit further down the field. BK a little bit wide there. Smeggy's going to get a superior run, and Smeggy on the exit of that corner has just powered past BK, and he's up into 6th.
So real shame there for Banana Cake Pie. He's not going to be feeling confident at all now. It's like Tim and Smeg already on the back of Tim here. Looks like he's got plenty of pace. Might just be a matter of time before Smeg decides to throw it down the inside somewhere if he gets a run. But Tim all under pressure here.
Oh, he's in the fence!
In the wall. He's lost him probably on the grass there.
And that's engine damage. And also, with these cars getting damage to their cars, it will allow Lunacy to pick up the scraps here. He's already overtaken Blocky and Banana, capitalising on their damage, and they're just down the inside of KD. So Lunacy back into the top 10. False and Tim won't be that far ahead with their limping cars.
Probably fuel anyway. Most of the cars will do a bit over 2.5 laps of fuel. We know the Corvettes are really bad on the fuel, and the Mazdas are good, so the Mazdas might get 3, the Corvettes might get 2. Looks like maybe a multi-2 on there for the Corvettes. Yeah, it was Banana Josh that pins it after that. Chance for Smeggy here now that he's jumped both of the Chevys. Josh and Prezzo now probably have to make up a little bit of time. Looks like curving Texas possibly slightly under pressure here. Curving is on the mediums, I think it said. And
yeah, he's on the medium, Smeggy on the soft.
Yeah. So you expect Smeg to make pretty light work of him, looks like he's going to now. So it might just be a matter of holding on for Tex here. Down the inside, that's a nice move there. In the GP circuit, it's probably one of the more viable overtaking spots on the track. So Smeggy doing well, and now he's got that clear air and he can start chasing up the Jag. They're well back in this fight, so yeah, these guys can't afford to not look behind. I don't think these guys are P3, 4, 5 curving the Stone Tail and Bernard Josh. Looks like the Stone Tail's going to line up and move here on Tex. Side by side, can he go round the outside? He's going to definitely try, and it looks like he's got a stuck curving. Yeah, has to back out of that slightly. He's not quite going to, but it's a long straight here with the toe that he's getting. Well, the curving's not too far ahead either, so Bernard Josh will be having a little bit of help there, but Stingray right on the back. You can see the cars swerving around everywhere, just trying to keep the traction down. Bernard Josh just managed to hang on, runs a little bit wide there though. That might open the door slightly. We've got a heavy braking zone up here, so if you're going to make a move, it's probably going to be in the next couple of seconds. Stingray moves to the inside, he's going to send it down the inside.
There's contact!
There's big contact there, and I think they're still kind of rubbing each other, but Stingray's going to just push his way through slightly there. Bernard.
Yeah, fair play to all these drivers actually, all 4 of them in this battle. Just being able to keep it this fast, this clean throughout the entirety of this lap is just some of the camera angles around here really does show off quite well how just the raw speed these cars have.
Yeah, it's incredible. I think Tex and Bernard Josh have done a really good job of keeping up with, say, Prezzo on those harder tyres there, but I mean, you just think it's a matter of time. So Stingray's literally pushing, curving through here. But again, no real chance to make an overtake. Possibly down the inside. He's going to send it late in the brakes, and he's actually going to get stuck there. So really well done there for Stingray. Just Smeg risk trying to make a move there. Or just trying to save a little bit, try and back off a tiny bit. Let Prezzo tell him along. It's going to be interesting to see what the choice is there for Smeg.
Or down the inside.
It's not a place you normally see a move's done. He's not going to get it stuck, but not afraid to show the nose there. That's what we'd like to see. So Stone Tail doing well on those medium tyres to hold back Smeggy. You can see again, Smeggy getting a really nice run over there, going left, right, but Prezzo's just parked it right in the middle of the track, which is just what you need to do. He's not going to quite let Smeggy through there. Bernard Josh still nice and close as well, so Smeggy probably feeling a bit of the heat from the 2 teammates. It looks like he's going to go around the outside now. Is he going to have the overspeed? No, he doesn't. Has to tuck back in again. Bernard Josh getting closer and closer and closer as well. I would be surprised to see if Smeggy throws a nose into the heavy braking zone coming around. Got an almost flat out right hander here, flat out if you're confident enough. And then a heavy braking zone. Smeg's going to move to the inside, but he's going to slot back in behind. He's going to have to stay behind Prezzo for a little bit longer here. So Prezzo's doing really well defending on those mediums. And
you know, this season here in Season 3, it hasn't been the most memorable season for either driver, as took Smeggy. Oh, Prezzo's wide.
Oh, he's going to come back on, and he's going to just miss his teammate there as well. But there you go, that's the pressure there. So it's Stone Tail.
Oh, Bernard Josh is wide now.
Oh, so both Corvettes are into trouble. Bernard Josh is just going to hang on to his teammate, but this has let Smeg through with a gap now. So both Corvettes there making a mistake within a couple of seconds, and that's what pressure does.
Now he could lose another one, as he has prying Stingray on the faster compound of tyre right behind him. And you know, Bodhod, his medium stint was almost perfect. He had P2. He almost held P2. Held it for about 6 minutes. But now he's dropped down to 4th, and it could be a drop down to P5 with Stingray right behind him. As now they're heading onto this very long 2-kilometre straight. Stingray right in the toe of the Stone Tail. He's going to go side by side, and it looks like he's got the move done, as he's almost a full car lengths ahead of the Chevrolet, but it seems like Prezzo's actually going to be able to stick it with him. So these two are going to be heading side by side into this last section, so it'll be interesting to see which one of these drivers will get the advantages. They are slightly bumped wheel to wheel there, and it seems like the Stone Tail's actually won out here. So fantastic driving there by the Stone Tail to keep that position to prying Stingray.
Lunacy's all over the back of the Jag.
And Lunacy getting next to Tim Ant. Obviously Lunacy, the championship leader, and that's a move done before the kink. A fantastic overtake there by Lunacy.
There. Stingray might be able to line up and move on this straight, particularly with that aero damage, which will reduce the straight line.
Oh, he's wide!
He's off again. He's gone off. He's gone out of the carousel. It looks like he got in, but just slid out the top there, which is so easy to do, and he's already lost the P3, and he's now possibly going to lose P4 as well. We saw the Stone Tower in that Corvette a couple of laps ago. Really strong in a straight line. So it could be down from 2 to 4 in the matter of the last kind of 2-3 sectors for Smeggy, which is really disappointing for him after really having a golden chance to start to push in clean air. But yeah, he's dropped to P4 now. So Stone Tower back into that podium position. It's been so close to pretty much the entirety of the race. So it's a real chance now for Stingray to go.
Yeah, especially as well if Banana Josh insists on being the lead FP Autosport driver here, it'll play more to advantage of Stingray, as that is very unfortunate, as he must have spun, or maybe there was contact or something that gave him damage that gave him a bit of damage, and then he got more damage trying to correct it. So he's dropped now from 3rd down to 5th. It has unleashed Prezzo now to try and attack Stingray. Really anything can happen, but Banana Josh, especially in this, it's fast flowing, it's technical, and with a lot of damage, it's going to be very, very tedious for the number 3 Chevrolet to try and negotiate it. And oh, he's off again.
Oh, and he's. I think that's the same side again. So he's lucky he keeps hitting the same side of the car. Actually, no, that was the other side.
He was just lucky to avoid getting more suspension damage, but he's dropped down to 7th now, as Tech's up in the 6th, and Tech's a little bit in the grass as well, but he holds it, and he doesn't damage the car, and there's BK up in the 5th, and it seems like the battle at the front is actually heating up, because Prezzo, as soon as he's been released in the clean air, he's caught up to Stingray, who has damage, so that would explain that one.
Yeah. Stingray's made a mistake as well. And Prezzo looks like he's got some fantastic pace now, and he's closing that gap, and with that aero there, that's going to really help in the straight. Stingray getting all loose out of the corner there, really important corner to lead onto the straight there. Can't really afford to have to back out of the throttle, and look at that run that Prezzo's got. He's going to get it done well before the end of the straight, I think. That Corvette showing some really nice straight line speed, pulls out, and there's not much that Stingray can fight with. Bodhod's in the pits now.
Field, as soon as James is starting the Nordschleifer, Bodhod's about to finish it. So that demonstrates his dominance, and there's engine damage on the Jag.
Something's happened. That gap is gone. Look at the track map there. Something drastic has happened there. No one really knows about it, but I mean, that's massive. That's a lot of speed you're missing.
Yeah, you look, he's going about 210, and he's going about 210 k's an hour, and we'll see how fast Prezzo's going down here. Obviously, he's already going faster than 210 kilometers an hour. He's hit 250. He should be hitting 260 as well, and he might even hit 270. So he's going at, he has about a 60 kilometer an hour deficit to Prezzo on the straight. And
that gap is gone. That's absolutely gone. Pressure is now on. With the pit stop, going to have to repair that damage. That gap is going to be almost nothing. It's a massive stuff here.
Exactly. We thought the Bodhod was in a prime position to win this. He was leading by about 40 seconds or so, and now that gap's gone down completely, as Bodhod's POV is actually one that we're actually going to be interested in for the first time in this race, because a win for Bodhod is no longer a foregone conclusion, as we really need to see who wins the pit stop battle here.
Everyone's in the pits, yes. It's going to be really tight in the exit. It's going to be really fascinating to see what kind of gap the guys behind can pull, but really big things there.
And he's still in P1.
Yes, he's still in P1. Let's see what that gap is behind though.
There's Prezzo and there's Stingray, so it's about 5 or 6 seconds as you see Smeggy there as well. And he will be a difficult one to catch, but you can see he's off in the distance. He's not that far in front, so really we could see, well, we could see Prezzo or Stingray win it from here, as these guys are close. Stingray looking for a move, heading down into the chicane, doesn't quite get it done, so it seems like Stingray's gonna have to try and get the move done. Oh, he's going for it here. Prezzo holding it around the outside, and now Stingray's gonna have to try and pass the Stone Towel in the Nordschleifer.
Now is the time to go. Absolutely.
Yeah, these guys are going to try to push as hard as they can. Stingray is going to get a toe here on the stone towel. Will Stingray be able to pull something off? Prezzo's going to cover the inside line. Stingray's going around the outside. And he's going to try and get it to stick. And no, he can't get it done. The stone towel holds it. And now Prezzo's wide and he drifts around the corner to hold on the P2.
You see Smeg right there as well, so anything happening between these two, Smeg's gonna pick up the pieces. Stingray's gonna have another look around the outside. So easy to run off wide if you can't hold it. A little bit more contact on entry, more in the mid corner, more in the exit. Stingray's in the gravel, but again he's somehow managed to hold it. He's literally pushing the stone towel through these corners now. This is absolutely insane stuff. Stingray having a look again, but not being able to get through. Stone towel, a massive slide on the exit. Smeg as well.
Proven to be a hard overtake because normally Stingray would be passed by now, but obviously Prezzo, he's really coming of age here, proving himself to be an elite defensive driver.
Yeah, 100%. He's always been strong to wheel to wheel, but I mean this is about as much pressure as you can possibly get with Stingray on your tail at such a difficult track like this. It's like Stingray's got to run out of the corner, and this might be the chance. We've seen this before though, a Corvette and an Aston going side by side down the straight. Stingray is going to try and hold around the outside. Is he ahead? He's still not quite ahead. They're going to stay side by side for this fast bit. Smeggy is trying to pick up a toe from whoever's quickest, which you don't know who it is at the moment. So Stingray got ahead for about a tenth of a second, but Stone Tower still hanging on here. So it's a defensive, real mission here for the Stone Tower to hang on. But he's doing incredibly well, and then Stingray's having to back out of the throttle there, not running to the back of him, but into the braking zone now. What is going to happen here? Stingray going to send it down the inside. He's going to make room for himself. He's going to go late on the brakes, and he's going to finally get that move done. Is he? Yes.
It seems like he's finally gotten that done. As
there you go.
Yeah, Stingray now, a well-deserved overtake. He really had to work for that one, and fair play to Prezzo because he held one of the most aggressive drivers on the grid at bay for about 5 minutes. This is exactly what Stingray needed, because now this will give Stingray the opportunity to push away and try and lock down second for his own, for himself, as Smeg is going to try and get a toe on Prezzo. But the only problem with the straight line deficit with the Mazda is that in the toe Smeggy can be faster, but when he's trying to slingshot past, the Mazda loses all its pace. So really, his best opportunity at trying to overtake Prezzo is under braking. So if he can try and get alongside and brake late, I think that's the only way that Smeggy's going to be able to get past Prezzo. So we'll see if he can pull that off, or will he try and overtake him in the pit lane. As we can see now, Bodhod's in the pits, and it seems like Prezzo is going to be able to successfully defend off Smeg. But 2 laps to go, anything can happen. Who will end up on the podium?
Yeah, still anyone's game. Kevin and BK have dropped off the battle a little bit. Lucy and Bodhod are still down there as well, so it's looking like a real three-way fight now for 2 spots in podium. So unfortunately someone's going to have to miss out, but I mean the race is still 100% on. Bodhod's out of the pits. Who's going to be second out? Bodhod's got a fair bit of fuel as well, I think, I looked at things, so he might be trying to go for a
fantastic camera work here by me, but Smeggy's beaten Prezzo. We've driven a fairly clean and almost flawless races. I've just jinxed that one as Prezzo's gone into a wall, but he's avoided it. He's avoided damage to his car, which is good as Stingray's off as well, and he's got damage.
They've just done that at the exact same point of the track. Prezzo has managed to avoid damage, but Stingray can see that rear bumper and the rear right suspension. That is damaged. That is going to compromise him again.
Oh, and he's spun again.
Oh, and again he's gone right round now, and those tyres are going to be cooked. So he's not going to be able to go.
And there's curving up in the 4th.
BK's right there as well. Can BK get his teammate as well?
Oh, BK has rear damage too!
Oh, BK. Oh, yes, I've just noticed as well. Wow, so 9 laps to go. It's going to say these guys being clean. It's not done yet. Still, Stingray and BK kind of shoot themselves in the foot. Not for the first time. Bodhod will stay out for the last lap, so he's going to go for that fastest lap. Smeggy's going to come in, so he'll have fresh tyres. He'll have to fuel up though, which is going to be a pretty big gap to catch, particularly with Bodhod having the same amount of fuel, slightly more worn tyres, but a big gap. So it's going to be really tough for Smeggy to make inroads. Stone Tail in as well. And Kevin Texas coming in, so it looks like pretty much everyone's going to have to pit now. Stingray was going to go for that fast lap as well, but he obviously won't be able to anymore. But still plenty of pay to play for on that podium.
As Prezzo able to re-emerge in P3. A decent gap to Smeggy ahead, so it will be a tough ask for him to close. Yeah, Prezzo's still in third. Stingray's had another off moment, but look how close Curving Texas is. You know, we missed Stingray overtaking Curving off camera, but the battle for fourth is definitely on here, so this is something we're going to have to stick with.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, he's off!
Again, that's a spin. And that's P4 gone. That is 100% gone from now. I wonder if BK is close enough to capitalise as well. It looks like he's not quite. Oh, he's going to be really, really close to losing P5 as well to his teammate.
Oh, we had to slam on the brakes.
Or probably not a bad way to serve that penalty either, but
yeah,
unfortunately not really trusting the ghosting system, which you wouldn't really normally anyway. But that's really disappointing for Stingray there after looking pretty likely to at least challenge for P3. Yeah, that's disappointing for him.
Yeah, and you'd think as well, over at Kennedy Motorsport, if you want to prioritise individual championships, you'd probably want to keep Stingray ahead of BK anyway to try and prioritise on that Enduro Cup run. But it's been an absolute dominant race from lights to flag for Bodhod, and for the third time in a row, and for the fourth time in Season 3, Bodhod will win the Nurburgring 250. And he gets the fastest lap to boot.
That's a really solid lap. Can confirm that was a real send lap. Yeah, 100%. Smeggy will come around in P2, which would be a pretty solid result for him. We know how strong he is around here, but he's starting to pull in some good results as well.
Back-to-back podiums.
Yeah, so Smeggy P2, really, really solid for his championship. Prezzo is finally going to break that podium drought. He's going to come into P3 and no one is going to be happier than him. As happy as everyone's going to be to see that happen. So really strong result there for the Corvette outfit there. Stonetail back on the podium. Kevin Texas from last takes P4. That is a superb drive from him as well. Stingray is going to hang on in front of BK. As you mentioned, probably not the worst result there in terms of the championships, but solid P5 and 6, probably a bit lower than we're used to seeing from the Astons, but it's still pretty solid. They are the highest pairing of teams, I believe. So
yeah. Oh, Banana Josh! Launching into the fence there, but he has a decent gap to Tim as Lunacy's actually dropped down in the field to 9th there, as you can see. So gone from bad to worse for Lunacy here, but Banana Josh going to cap off tonight in 7th, and considering a podium was definitely on the cards, he'd want to be looking forward to next week, as here comes Tim Ant getting P8, finishing solidly within the midfield. So you can't be too disappointed by that, but the fact he did start in the top 5 might be a little bit sour for him, as Lunacy with engine damage.
Almost every damage, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of sums up tonight a little bit there. Not really getting involved with the big points, and yeah, just having a real kind of struggle all race long.
Yeah, he's going to limp home in 9th.
Yeah, championship leader. It's going to be close.
And that championship lead is gone. That's confirmed.
There we go.
As False Equation's going to get 10th, Katie's going to get 11th, Blocky's going to get 12th, and Kane is going to get 13th there, as the post-race timer actually timed out before those 4 drivers could finish, but that is the positions where they ended up in. And obviously with as big of a gap on track between those 4, obviously that gap was not going to get closed down, and Bodhod, surprisingly for the Nurburgring, because we didn't really expect it, it was actually a much more entertaining race than what we expected it to be.
Yeah, 100%. It can be a bit of a train fest for the race, but we saw plenty of action. Saw some real quality driving. We saw a few little mistakes here and there, but it's been a real solid drive for a few of these guys, which is they can be really, really happy about. Some really strong drives, like some say Tex coming through the field. Pretty up and down for some real contenders as well. Probably most notably Banana Josh and Lunacy, but really, really fun race to watch in the end. Actually, 10 laps of absolute. Yeah, really, really fun one there.
Yeah, it was an incredible race, a lot of action, and you know, a fair few overtakes. Probably a lot more than what we expected around the Nurburgring. But anyway, a quick recap of the championship. It has pretty much been confirmed by now that Bodhod is the new Drivers' Championship leader. It's 36 points separating him and Lunacy in P2. And then it's really looking like right now it's going to be a battle between those two, as it's almost 300 points separating Bodhod in 1st and Stingray in 3rd, and then it's BK in 4th. Banana Josh holding on the 5th despite the unfortunate string of weeks for him, with Curving Texas not far behind in 6th after hitting back-to-back podiums. Smeggy moves up into 7th, Banana drops down to 8th after a disappointing week, with Timet in 9th. Blocky Rex rounding out the top 10 over there, but it's getting awfully close between Blocky, KD and the Stone Tower for 10th. Obviously the Stone Tower he's missed a few weeks of action, but he is almost back in the top 10 now in that Drivers' Championship. The team's championship's the exact same order as what it was last week, with it being Aston Martin, then Jaguar, then Chevrolet, then Ford, and then Mazda. But the Enduro Cup Bodhod, obviously, we only update this 3 times a season, but Bodhod leads it by 132 points over Prying Stingray. So that means if Bodhod finishes in the top 7 in Bathurst, regardless of what Stingray does, Bodhod will be Enduro Cup champion. With, like I said, Stingray in 2nd, Banana Josh and Prezzo actually equal on points in 3rd, BK and Texas equal on points in 5th, Smeggy in 7th, Lunacy 8th, Timet 9th, and Banana Cake Pie rounding out top 10 over there.
Yeah, so lots to play for on these championships. It's going to be a really spicy last few rounds here. There's still a lot of points to be grabbed. And it's so great to see the whole field so competitive. This season's been an absolute super season from top to bottom. No real clear distinction between even the top guys and the mid guys, and the bottom guys. It's been really competitive, which has been totally awesome to watch. But still, we've got a couple of exciting races coming up. There's going to be some more spicy action, some more really awesome racing, and some great wheel-to-wheel, some great pace, some great things all around. So really looking forward to the next few. It's going to be really awesome. Yeah,
we're at the Kyoto Driving Park next week as well, and that is a track that it's so flowing, it's so easy to go side by side, and the action should be absolutely incredible. And Bodhod, thank you for joining me in the commentary box tonight. Obviously, you're one of the best endurance drivers in the game, and you know, we brought you in for a very special endurance race. So I hope you enjoyed yourself, and maybe you and I can work together here in the GT commentary box in the future.
100%. Thank you so much for having me in. It's been really fun doing comms with you, BK. It's been really awesome driving this championship. It's nice to have a stint in the box. Looking forward to hearing the other blokes in the next couple of weeks as well, though. But I'll of course come back with any invite that comes my way. It will be really awesome to give it another crack. But thanks for having me on board, and I hope, yeah, we did all right with that together, and the race definitely kind of made up for any sort of commentary we would have done anyway. So yeah, all good things.
Yeah, the pleasure is all mine, Bodhod, and obviously next week, I did mention it before, we will be at the Kyoto Driving Park. I will be back in the commentary booth, and we will have the return of Prezzo in the box. Everyone loves his Markscape impressions, his Markscape quotes in the box, so hopefully they will come back in full force next week. But anyway, I have been BKXI. Alongside me in the commentary box tonight has been Bodhod. Thank you everyone, and good night.